Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have the LEGO Toy Story 7595. This is the Army Men on Patrol, and this is basically the little battle pack for the Toy Story theme. This set was $10.99, making it the cheapest regular retail set, non-poly bag. There was also an Army Men poly bag, by the way, but at $10.99, kind of an interesting little price point, but it does contain 4 minifigures and 90 pieces, so, not too bad a deal. Compared to Star Wars Battle Packs, it's actually kind of decent value. You do have this one build here, which is, I would say, more substantial than a Battle Pack build by a long shot. It's this little Army Jeep, and it's pretty well finished actually. It's all smoothed out on the front, and the only colors visible are green and a little bit of black for the tires. There is a little bit of gray used inside. I kind of wish that it had been just green or maybe even black, just because you can barely see it. Like if you look at this angle, you can kind of see it right in there. But, other than that, being completely 100% green is very color appropriate for, Green Army Men. And as you can see 2 minifigures, one up here in the front and then one facing backwards. You could make him face forward as well, but then it just looks a little goofy. So, I don't know. I prefer making him face towards the back. But, you can do either. And obviously you can remove the second figure if you want. You can remove the first figure and have them all separate. One thing that's kind of a shame, which I don't know how, they could possibly have pulled it off, is that you'll notice in a second when we look at the figures, all of them come with these stands. You cannot, have them sit in the vehicle with their stands. You might be able to get this to work. That kind of works. His back, like the back 2 studs on his legs are kind of in there, and that's just kind of leaning up. So that works okay. I would be okay with that. And then, you'd have the... I guess you can't really fit this guy in. Maybe we'll try it. We'll see. We'll give it a shot. And if we put him in there, and then this guy... Okay, that kind of works. It's a little bit of a stretch, but you can kind of get it, and it looks really good with the stand sticking off the back, in my opinion at least. But you do have the steering wheel in there, which, allows you to drive the vehicle, so that's a good thing, I guess. And, you got the little details. Like, they put a little bit of effort into this that they didn't really need to. You got the spare tire on the back, which you could remove if you wanted to. And then you'd have just that Technic pin, or you could remove that as well. It's, it's good look. Nice added detail. They do have a little bit of trans green, which I guess I didn't mention, just for the headlights, which I like that they didn't just use trans clear. I think that would have been a little too jarring. And I like how they got this grill in at the front. But other than that, very simple little Jeep, and, it's very versatile and, works for a Green Army vehicle. And here's our first look at one of the figures. All of the figures in the set are the same except for one, which has a slight difference, but all their accessories are different, so we will just take a quick look at each one. Because, in universe, they would all have their accessories attached to them permanently. But to get a rifle here in green, which is a brand new color for this part, and it has not been used since. Walkie-talkie in green, which was a brand new color at the time. I don't believe it's been used since, but that's one of the more likely ones to have gotten a reuse. Note, these stand pieces, have 2 studs for figure to attach to. And on the bottom they have 3 anti-studs, but with those 2 little notches there that you can see on the top, you can place it over 4 studs. It's just not locked in place at all. It's, designed to be compatible and, fit around, but not, like, actually attach. The torso printing on this guy is pretty good. Really good for a Green Army Man. And no back printing, which is perfectly appropriate, because they should have a minimalistic amount of detail. And the face print is good. It's kind of like a city face that already exists, very, very similar, just printed on green head instead, which is, it's fine. And, as I said, very loose attachment there. And he does have a nice green helmet, which is a brand new mold, and has actually never been reused. So this was the only time they, This and the Green Army Man Polybag are the only times that this helmet was ever used. That last guy was actually technically only supposed to have the rifle, but the walkie-talkie is included as an extra piece, just not given to him in the instructions. This guy is exactly 100% the same, except, his accessory is green binoculars, which, again, cool new color. Then we have the medic, who is slightly different. He's the only one that has this printed medic helmet, which is cool. I like it. He also gets 2 accessories in the form of another walkie-talkie and a little briefcase, medical case pack thing. That piece actually appeared in one city set, the bank and money transfer, as like the money carrying cases. And he also gets a green backpack. And these green backpacks are relatively uncommon as well. The only other appearance is in the Creator Log Cabin, which I actually own, so, I have every set that this backpack appeared in. But he has no torso printing on the back. He's, otherwise the same as the other guys, so I'm not even going to bother to take that off. Poor guy. Our last figure is the one who, is a little bit injured and stuck on the battlefield. Luckily, they do have a stretcher in green, which is exclusive to the set, and you can just place him on the stretcher, and your other figures can carry him out, or you could remove him from his base and actually attach him into the stretcher, so you can hold him upside down and carry him out that way, so that the blood rushes to his head and keeps him alive, because that's how medicine works. In addition, you do get an extra rifle, extra pair of binoculars, and an extra walkie-talkie, which I had already shown you with the first minifigure. So there we have it. That is the full set with all the accessories, and I think overall it's actually a pretty nice collection of stuff. The figures are all nice. Pretty well done for all of them. I like the new helmet that we get, and the printing on them is good. Yes, they're all pretty much the same, but that's exactly what this should be. I think that the concept of Green Army Men as a toy is a cool thing that, I think that this definitely had a place on the market. With the 2019 Juniors Toy Story sets, or I guess 4+ Toy Story sets, we're not getting a Green Army Men set. They are going to appear just as nano figures, little trophies, just in solid green with no printing in the smallest RC set, which I think is kind of cool just for scale, because obviously these do not scale properly with, the other Toy Story figures. Obviously, Rex, for example, should just be way bigger than them, but, they should be probably less than half the size of Rex's leg, I think, if I'm correct. And, they're way smaller than Woody and the other characters. They shouldn't be regular figures, but I do think that, just as a standalone thing, I think they're going to be way more useful as minifigures, so I think that, this was a good decision. And, yes, they're not exactly accurate to all the other Toy Story characters, but I think a lot of people are going to appreciate that. And, there are some cool different new pieces in green in the set, in addition to the minifigure accessories. The little wheel piece is actually exclusive in that color. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this set, if any of you guys managed to get it back when it was out. And, if you guys prefer these, or if you prefer the nano figure ones that are going to come in the 2019 set. And yeah, I will see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.